Hello and welcome, this is Noah with Nomad Gaming, and thank you for joining us for this breaking news update on the Marvel Champions LCG. If you are looking for a place to stay up to date with hot news, new strategies, deck building, and of course gameplay, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can stay tuned to our channel and support us for free. But let's go ahead and jump into it. Yes, that is right, dinosaurs are coming to the game. We are excited. We are getting a new hero pack coming in September, and we had the FFG live stream yesterday to give us some new spoilers and details about that. If you guys will recall, several months ago the FFG released this graphic that told us that we were going to be getting a new hero pack. Of course, this says August. Everything's been shifted back due to the pandemic conditions around the world affecting shipping and other things. But here you see the first little corner is said that we were going to get a new scenario pack, and it would arrive in August. Of course, many of us speculated about who this scenario was. As you can see, taking a closer look, the outline gave us several thoughts and possibilities, but many people guessed appropriately, and they realized that this is clearly the silhouette of the man of many names, Kang. So we've got here Kang the Conqueror. He is our villain for this set. We have some interesting new mechanics that we'll go through, talk about. A lot of fun. It sounds like this set is going to bring some great replayability to the solo game. It's going to bring some awesome interaction to the multiplayer game. But let's take a quick look at this Kang the Conqueror that we have here. Of course, Kang here has subtitles, and so that means that he can exist in the game in multiple forms at the same time, which is going to come into play a little bit later when we look at the new Kang Minion card that is included with this as well. So Kang the Conqueror, this is stage 1 of our villain. He's got one scheme, 2 attack with a forced interrupt that says when Kang attacks you, either place 1 threat on the main scheme or he gets +2 attack for the attack. He has toughness, so he's going to start the game with a tough status card, and then when he is defeated, advance the main scheme to stage 2 at the end of the phase. This is an interesting mechanic. As was pointed out on the live stream, usually we don't want to advance the scheme, but this is not really a punishment. This is sort of like the way that the scheme is set up, so you are going to play through each of the stages of this set as you advance through this scenario. So let's take a look at some of the other cards that we're going to have in the set here. We've got a good card fan. We're going to talk a little bit more in a second about that Temporal Shield. It looks like we've got a minion there that we can only read part of, but it is this is Death Hunt 9000. He's a 1 scheme, 1 attack. He's got 6 health. He's an elite temporal minion. He has something about when he does something, give him a boost card. Maybe somebody who's better at guessing words than I am can figure that out. It ends with 8s. Initiates. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it is initiates. So he's going to get, it's a minion that's getting boost cards. We've also got a minion macrobots up there that's got guard, retaliate, and a boost effect. Then let's see. We've got Ancient Grudge, which is a treachery. That says when revealed, Kang Master of Time activates against you. If Kang Master of Time is not in play, search the encounter deck and discard pile for Kang Master of Time and put him into play engaged with you. Shuffle the encounter deck. Obviously, Kang Master of Time is the minion version of Kang, so that's interesting. We're going to have a way to get him out on the table more often. And then we've already seen Kang the Conqueror. Let's take a quick look at, closer look at 2 of the tools that Kang the Conqueror brings to the encounter deck. The first one being the Future Weapon. It's a tech weapon attached to Kang with a forced interrupt. It's got gives him +2 attack, and then that forced interrupt says if Kang or when Kang attacks and the attack gains overkill, if the attack damages a hero, the hero is stunned. After the attack, discard Future Weapon. So looking to take advantage of his technological superiority here to impact and affect our heroes. Also attacking some of the common themes that we've seen, using allies as meat shields and other things to try to keep our heroes protected. This is going to add overkill, and it's going to do some stun, which is going to slow us down in our progress. Let's see. Temporal Shield has attached to Kang. It's a tech upgrade or a tech attachment. It also has a Forced Interrupt, and it says when Kang is attacked, discard Temporal Shield, prevent all damage from the attack, and deal 1 damage to the attacker. Max 1 per attack. So it's like a full protect plus a retaliate. Interesting, difficult. It looks like Kang is going to be tough cookie to crack, but once we do crack him, as it said on his card, we have to advance to the second scheme. And so this is 2A Master of Time, the main scheme. It says, when revealed, place 1 acceleration token here for each side scheme in play, and then discard those side schemes. So it's going to clear the board of all the side schemes, and then it's going to reset everything. It says each player reveals a random stage 3 in turn order and remove any unused stage 3 schemes from the game. We'll show you in a second what that's going to look like, but we're going to split up and break out into different time scenarios. Timelines? Yeah, timelines. Let's call them timelines. We're going to set up timelines for each individual player, and they are going to take on one of the 4 Kang alter egos here, I guess. They're not really, I mean, they're not alter egos in the sense that our hero has an alter ego, but there are 4 different Kang phase 2s that we can take on. The first, starting on the left over there, we've got Kang Iron Lad. He's got Retaliate 1 and Toughness. All of them have the same when defeated effect. It says effectively remove their matching scheme from the game. At the end of the phase, then join another game area. So each one of them has a matching scheme, and as was referenced in that previous card, so you get a matching scheme. The scheme tells you to put this guy onto the table, engaged with you or as your villain, and each person's going to get their own play area. So then we've also got Kang Immortus. He has Toughness, and he cannot take damage while there's a minion in play. We've got Kang Scarlet Centurion. He has Toughness, and his attacks gain Piercing, which means that they ignore Toughness. And then Kang Ramatut has Toughness, and this villain gets +1 attack for each obligation in play. We're going to talk about obligations in just a second, too. The stat lines vary slightly for each one. Iron Lad and Ramatut are 1 scheme, 2 attack. But remember, Ramatut gets a bonus attack for the obligations. Kang Immortus is a 2/2 scheme and Toughness, and then Scarlet Centurion is a 3 attack with, of course, that piercing, so he is a damage dealing machine. But he has no scheme, so that balances out just a slight bit. Let's look at 2 of the little schemes, the main schemes that come with these guys. The Chronopolis, that is the side scheme that goes with Immortus, I believe. And the Realm of Ramatut is the side scheme that goes with Ramatut. Both of them are very straightforward, but they have a forced response that after this stage is completed, place 1 set aside Kang's Dominion counter face down under stage 4A. At the end of the phase, remove your Kang that matches with this and the stage from the game, and then combine your game area with another game area. So if you fail to beat your Kang before you run out of scheme here, you've got to go into somebody else's game area to try to help them, but you add one of these Kang's Dominions to stage 4A, and they told us during the live stream that Kang's Dominion is a particularly nasty thing to have added to the game, so we don't want that. You're not going to want that. They also did mention that there's some strategy involved in this. Instead of dying because of the when defeated effect, which would remove all of these guys from the game, you could, or I'm sorry, the defeated effect is for that. But if you die, you die. Like if you lose to threat, you don't die. So if you're going to take too much damage, maybe you've taken on the Scarlet Centurion and he's just too much for you to handle, instead of dying, threat out so that you can pop into somebody else's realm and get healed and then try to stay alive that way. Interesting strategy that you've got there. It obviously won't work in solo play, but hey, interesting stuff nonetheless. This is what the game area theoretically would look like. So after you deal out your stage 2s to everybody, or your stage 3s to everybody, you'll keep your stage 2B on the table that tells everybody how this is going to be played, and then each person is going to play against their own villain and main scheme until they're all defeated or you've lost all of them, and then you're going to move on to stage 3, where everybody comes back together for that final fight against the villain and tries to take out the bad guy. Now, even though we each have individual game areas, should note from this, everybody shares the same pool or the same encounter deck still, so could cause us to run out of the encounter deck, still burning it at the same rate for everybody, and that'll cause acceleration and such to be added appropriately. So let's take a quick look at obligations. This is an awesome new thing that they've done. Obligations, we were kind of conditioned, they noted, to think that obligations are more like treacheries but fancy, because all of the obligations from the core set left the table after they came into play. Either they shuffled back in through the discard pile, or they were removed from the game. But what obligations are actually is a permanent card type that it's revealed, it comes onto the table, it stays, and then it's supposed to be able to be cleared, which is why you have the clear effect where you can exhaust immediately to discard or to get rid of it. In this situation, though, they've created a set of new obligations, and it sounds like it's a pretty obligation-heavy set, where they're going to have when revealed effects that are kind of nasty, and then they're going to have an option to do something in alter ego mode still, just like the original set of obligations, but you have to do that to be able to get rid of it. So first off, let's just take a look. We've got Stolen Memories, Obligation, Temporal. When revealed, the top 8 cards of your deck get placed down, face down under this card, so you lose 8 cards of your, that's a fifth of your deck if you're playing a 40 card. Then you have an alter ego action to discard a mental resource from your hand, and then you can discard this obligation, and then all the cards that were put under here go into your discard pile, so you can get them back on your next time through. In the middle, we've got Time Travel Hijinks. This is a temporal obligation. It says, when revealed, discard the highest cost card you control and place it face down under this card. And then it has the alter ego action, spend an energy resource from hand to discard this obligation, and then you discard the card that was put underneath here. And then finally we've got Depowered, which is, again, temporal obligation. It has a static effect, though, that says you cannot play hero-specific cards. And then the alter ego action is discard a hero-specific card from your hand to discard this obligation. I believe the way this works, and somebody tell me in the comments if they think I'm wrong, but I believe when it says you cannot play hero-specific cards, the obligation comes out and it affects you, like the person who revealed the obligation. So it's like a minion being engaged with you. The obligation is engaged with you, so you're barred from hero-specific cards, not the entire table. But somebody correct me if they disagree and find that I am incorrect. In addition to the actual obligations, there's a couple of new cards that are going to interact with obligations. We already saw Ramatut gets a bonus attack based on obligations. Now we've also got Corrupted Time Stream as a possible side scheme to come out. This guy says players cannot trigger alter ego actions on their obligations. So this is a players. This is an everybody. No alter ego actions on an obligation until this is cleared, which means you can't get rid of those obligations that are on the table. And then when it's revealed, you must either discard 1 card or place 2 threat here. So everybody's got to choose. And we want to keep the threat on this low because you want to get rid of it unless you don't have any obligations in play. Maybe you just let the threat pile up and just wipe it off. I don't know. Strategy, fun, decision making, what the game's about. I like it a lot. Past Machinations is a treachery card that has Insight 1. This is a new mechanic keyword. It says place 1 threat on the main scheme when this card is revealed. That sucks. Thanks FFG for bringing that to the game. And then when revealed, each player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a different obligation, reveals it, and shuffle the encounter deck. So you put that into playing with you. You have to suffer the consequences of it, and then you got to try to get rid of it. No fun. Boo. Okay, but I like it. I mean, this is awesome. Like, cards like this that are so terrible are going to increase the base difficulty of the game and make it that much more fun for the decision making. I'm really excited for this, especially with the enhanced obligations issues that we're going to have here. Finally, let's take a look at that Minion Kang that we talked about earlier. Here he is in all of his time mastery glory. You can see he's pondering where and how he's going to affect the world with his time scheming. He's got 1 scheme, 1 attack, 6 health. He is an elite temporal minion. He has toughness and villainous. And Villainous says when this minion activates, give it a boost card. So I bet you that's what we had on our friend up at the beginning. He says Villainous is his keyword, and it says when this minion activates, give it a boost card. So that's fascinatingly cool that they've made that an option to make a little more variance on the minion attacks. This guy also gets +1 scheme and +1 attack for each obligation in your play area. So boo, but good. I mean, that's another interaction with obligations. It's awesome that they've created this new thing. As you can see, he is part of the Masters of Time modular set, so you could put Kang into other encounters, bringing with him some obligations and some other bad stuff. Yeah, just a lot of fun. And then, yes, of course, as we said at the beginning, we've got dinosaurs. Everybody loves dinosaurs. I am excited for dinosaurs, even if it means that they're going to try to eat my face. This guy is going to give us 0 scheme. This is T-Rex. 0 scheme, because, of course, Tyrannosaurus Rex doesn't scheme. He eats people and things. We've dropped a T-Rex into Central Park. He's got 3 attack, and he's got a little star there, which says that his attacks gain piercing. Because who really thought that T-Rex could be stopped by a little toughness? So, 6 health, creature, temporal, 3 boost icons, too. This guy is big and mean and fun, and a dinosaur. So get him out into play, get rid of his tough card, crush him a little bit. Captain America can one-punch him with one of his events, by the way. So can Spider-Man, probably She-Hulk. With the right circumstances, so can Iron Man and Thor. So it's an interesting balance here. Dinosaurs die to superheroes. I like that. This, as you see, it's in the temporal modular set, which means that you can put dinosaurs into any of your sets. They didn't say if there's more than 1 dinosaur in this guy. They didn't give him the dinosaur type. They gave him a creature type, which is a tad bit disappointing, but we will endure and take that because dinosaurs are fun. Anyway, there we go. Live plays coming up soon. We've got more deck building coming. This is the end of the video for today. If you've made it this far, give us your support. Hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share this video so that others can enjoy what we're doing here. We're really excited for the new pack to come out. We'll be getting some gameplay in with it as soon as we've got it in hand in September. But right now we've got Doctor Strange in hand. A lot of fun happening with Doctor Strange. Look for some new content coming out soon with gameplay, new deck building strategies, and other things featuring Doctor Strange and the new aspect cards. And until next time, folks, let's go game!